On this episode, we roll the die to select today's topic, and it landed on Boardwalk Bar Crawl. So we share our favorite spots to grab food and drink in the Boardwalk area. Today is April 4th, 2023, and this is episode 553 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Then if you're planning that trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you could not get your dining at 60 days out. Don't worry, Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. If you head out to msmfriends.com, you can use this free service.
Well, good morning, guys. So we are recording bright and early on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
Because I've got some plans all day with my girlfriend because she's birthday and we're going to celebrate. So we today are recording on, well, actually, we don't know yet. We have to roll a dice.
We do.
Or a die? How
Yeah,
do you
die.
say that?
I think if you just say one, it's a die.
Okay.
But multiple, I believe, is dice.
Yeah. So Jeremy is amazing in all that he does. And he has this great, awesome Excel spreadsheet. I think I was trying to say
It's
them
technically
together.
a Google sheet, if we want to give a shout out to Google.
Okay.
Well done, Google.
Well, anyways, he keeps all these things. And last night, and I'm always the one like, okay, what are we recording on? Okay, what are we doing? When are we doing it? And
my answer was, I have no idea.
Correct. So we were hanging out with friends last night, Rob and Tina, and literally they were like, well, what about this? What about that? So he has this awesome sheet. So he actually pulled 6 things, and we are going to roll the die, and then what it lands on, we are going to talk about.
Yeah. So I think it was Rob actually said, he was just like, why don't you do like roulette? He's like, just pick one out of a hat.
Well,
basically.
he asked, I remember that last night when I was in the room, because I kept leaving the room a couple times. He did ask, like, did we do the best bathrooms on property? And we're like, yeah,
we're like, we actually
did that.
And I think he said it as a joke was the funny part.
I think so
and
too.
we were like, no, we've actually done an episode on that. And he's like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I basically just took 6 topics, ideas, episodes.
Are we gonna tell the 6?
Yeah, we can go through the 6. I literally just, it was like the next 6 kind of in line. Like, I keep this sheet running and I plug in things like when we have plans, like it's like, for example, we're doing beer garden here in 2 weeks with a big group for the
Yes.
Blue October dining package.
Yes.
Like I'll already put that in and be like, we know we're recording on this date.
Correct.
Otherwise we have these topics and these things we just like to fill in. So I just grabbed the next 6. We have one that is, and I'll be 100% honest, these aren't even hashed out just at all. They're just at some point, like one of these I had a message the other day that somebody was like, hey, have you ever done anything about covering all of the festivals as a whole? And I was like, no, I'll add it to the list. And so I just put it on the list and things like that. So we've got kid-free Disney, most relaxing rides, a boardwalk bar crawl, the best lunch spots at Disney World, most unique dining experiences, and our favorite festival. So
Okay.
Those are the 6. Those are, as far as we have any idea, there are 0 notes. We're just going to roll the die and we're going to see what happens. Would you like to roll it, my love, and see what we come up on? Because then we can everybody can
sure.
blame you if it's not a good pick.
No.
Which one do you want? Is there like a certain one you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All
I don't
right,
think
here
I have
goes.
one. Here it goes. With no coins involved. You have number 3, Boardwalk Bar Crawl. All right. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I think it's a real good one, too, because this is going to be a great precursor because I'm recording this week with Justin from the Passholder Lounge, and we're talking about a Skyliner bar crawl.
Mm-hmm.
Are those the same thing?
What do you
Because
mean? Yeah.
is Boardwalk, are we going to talk Boardwalk and the best spots to a bar crawl specifically if you stay on the Boardwalk area? Or does the Skyliner come into play? You know what I mean? Like, because you can hop right on the Skyliner.
Is Oh, yeah. So, okay. How I think I would pursue it / I would go and we'll talk and we'll do the boardwalk.
Okay.
Like,
then we can do like a little extra.
and then we can then go, oh, but let's take it further and let's hop on the Skyliner.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's an extension. I mean, I don't think you would say, all right, there's monorail bar crawls, but I don't think you're going to include Epcot. I mean, technically that's the monorail. You know what I mean? So I think we're looking specifically at Boardwalk. Let's start off. What is probably around the board? Oh,
but I was just going to say, but that just popped into my head. What if you can't get into a park on this day? And yes, Epcot would be into play, air quote unquote, because if you could just get in at any point in time.
Outside parks.
But if you can't, then like this is going to be amazing to talk about, because even if you're at the end and you're like, let's hop on the Skyliner, you don't also have to get into a park.
Right. Yeah.
There's places, and we'll go ahead and we'll dive into that too at the end of our bar crawl of Boardwalk.
So what is your favorite bar, lounge? And this is again on the heels of the last bracket challenge we just did.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
What is your favorite in the Boardwalk area?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra really is your favorite. What?
Yeah, it's super fun, and it's the atmosphere is really cool. Again, I've got good memories to tie to it because we've always, had friends, and we've hung out, and yeah. What would you say yours is?
Ale and Compass Lounge is a absolute favorite to me.
Yeah.
It's a unique atmosphere in the sense there's not other places like it. Like we've always said, it feels like you're literally on a cruise ship.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I enjoy that too.
I think for me, drink is important. You're doing a bar crawl. You want to get something to drink.
Oh, right.
But I do feel that you're getting good drinks anywhere you go.
Yes.
You can go to Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Lucy mentioned her favorite, the Pepperidge Ghost over there.
Correct.
Her favorite drink on property. You can get a ton of great drinks over at Ale and Compass Lounge. But I think where it reigns supreme is the food.
Oh, yeah. And you love those rolls,
buffalo
don't you?
cauliflower, the Parker House rolls, which, by the way, they will bring you more rolls because there's more accoutrement, the dippings, the sides to there are rolls, and you're going to have leftover. And when you're out of rolls, you can ask for more. Their food is absolutely outstanding. And I think it is just such a cool, chill atmosphere. This is one of those places that you can go into no matter what the weather is outside. It's always the same inside. There's there's like really no windows. You're kind of, and that's where I think it has this kind of cruise ship vibe. And it's just a great place to chill and relax. I would probably, I think Abracadabra is an end of bar crawl spot.
Okay.
And an Ale and Compass
would
is
be
a
the
start.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, get some
I could
food
see
in your
that.
stomach.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
So you're not drinking on an empty stomach.
Absolutely.
And you kind of do that.
The last time I feel like we were there, speaking of no windows, and it was stormy.
Yeah.
And I'm talking Florida monsoon storm. And I remember I kept getting up to see, is it still raining? Is it still raining? Because there was
because you had no clue.
No clue.
You didn't know.
Yeah.
You're completely taken away from the elements.
It's just really cool, though. I remember when we did first go in, I like a cruise if I didn't have motion sickness.
Yeah.
So when we went in and it was very cruise feel, but I wasn't moving.
Yeah.
I actually absolutely love that. I probably would love the Star Cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
Because
30% off for pass holders. So
they bump it up to 50 or a buy one get one,
right?
And maybe we will.
We should price out just the two of us, just out of curiosity.
Okay.
For curiosity's sake. I'm just saying. I think Ale and Compass Lounge is a great place to start. Cruise Cup is going to come up often. We do not have a ton of experience there. That is in Yacht Club.
Yeah.
We do not have a ton of experience there. We have sat there. I'm going to go back real quick to Ale and Compass Lounge again. Sorry. I really love this place. I think it should have gone further in our bracket challenge. there are lounge spots. There are high top tables.
Mm-hmm.
There are regular tables.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like however you like to chill, you can chill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to Cruise Cup. I would like to go back and work in and get ourselves a burger there. I've heard great things about the burger.
We sat at the bar one time and had one drink.
Yeah, we sat at the bar before. I believe we had an appetizer there. This has been years. It's been 4 or 5 years probably.
Okay.
I think we got something to eat. It is a good spot. It's kind of a hole in the wall. It's a good spot to go watch sports if you're looking at doing sports. I think that goes on your list. One of my favorite spots in the whole area, and it's great because anybody can enjoy it. You do not have to be staying at Yacht or Beach, is Hurricane Hannah's. Their pool bar is a awesome outdoor covered space.
Yep.
Got a lot of vibes when we stopped at Grand Flow, the pool bar there a couple weeks ago, and we sat outside there and had a beverage. It's just it can make you feel like you're staying at Yacht and Beach, but you're not.
Right.
Like, because I don't think there's a more accessible pool bar. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, because you actually don't have to go in the fence, which is really nice.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas Grand Flow, you did.
Yes.
Which
I know we're completely off topic, but that's what this whole episode's going to be. We went to Grand Flow and we had time to kill because we were waiting for Enchanted Rose to open. And you were like, let's just go to the pool bar. And I was like, we can't. We're not staying here. We don't have a magic band that'll get us in. And you were like, they don't have a scanner to get your magic band. I was like, what? So we were able to go right into the pool there and sit at the bar, which I was very surprised by.
I am too, I think because it being a very deluxe resort. I don't know if they're going to move to all that.
Right. Do you think it has to do with accessibility? Nice. Because it doesn't feel as accessible. Like, how many people are like, oh, hey, it's real easy. Let's just hop on over to Grand Flow and go to their pool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's where I think I wouldn't, unless, I think the only reason I would is if, like, somebody was staying there, like Chuck and Amy, and we were like, okay, we're going to go see you and hang out. We're going to bring our bathing suits and swim with you. Yeah. And then we might go up to the room and change, and then we'll have dinner, and then we're going to go back wherever we were staying.
Right.
Situation where, again, we're with somebody staying there. So, I think...
but then you have all right.
I think people just don't want to.
Wilderness Lodge is Magic Band, correct? Or not?
No.
It's not.
No. Unless they changed it.
Unless they did.
But I don't think so.
It's got to be accessibility. I mean, Yacht and Beach, Stormalong Bay is the best pool on property. So obviously people would want to go there. It makes sense that not only do you scan, but they give you a wristband as well.
I think because it is more accessibility because you have the Boardwalk. You have Swan and Dolphin.
Yep.
You have
Epcot right there.
Epcot, but you also have, Yacht and Beach, but you have the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they kind of want to go, hey guys, no offense to you Swan, Dolphin, and Boardwalk people, but stay out of our pool.
Yeah.
We already got enough.
Agreed. No, agreed. And I think it's one of those, I mean, I really believe that all of the pools should be Magic Band accessible.
Art of Animation is.
Yes, it is. Because it's, again, one of the best pools on property.
Well, and I think, too, because, again...
You got Pop Century.
You're like...
I'm of the mind that if I am paying the money to stay on property at a resort, especially when it comes to a deluxe resort, I personally would prefer that only other people that have had to pay that ridiculous amount of money have access to the pool. So
how did you feel then going through Grand Flow? And being in there, because I felt
it was
like that.
It was
like
weird.
I was like, we shouldn't be in here.
I know it's a little wrong, honestly. Now, we were not getting in the pool. We were not taking up, I feel like, space.
Correct.
In a sense, like we were just going in. We're like, we got to kill some time. We'll have a drink. So we were spending money. Yeah. But probably I don't think we should have been let in there. I mean, I love the ability to resort hop and to experience what other resorts have to offer. But we said this before too, like we haven't stayed at Grand Flow yet, but and I would like to, but that lobby is ridiculous. It is constantly busy. It is loud. It is filled with people that aren't staying there. Now, they often have things going on, like right now, the Easter eggs, when they do the gingerbread house during Christmas. So it's like this. I don't know. You can't win in that situation. I love the fact that we can go visit Grand Flow lobby when stuff is going on. But at the same time, I wonder if guests that are there are like, what are these two doing here?
Yeah.
You know, they're not staying here. They're taking up our space.
And they don't know that. But anyways, let's move back to what we were supposed to be talking about.
We are.
Which is now you moved from Cruise Cup to
over to Hurricane Hannah's.
Hurricane
Hannah's.
Hannah's.
It is again wonderful outdoor space. Sit at the bar there. There's a little bit seating. You can go ahead and eat there.
Mm-hmm.
They've got your pretty standard quick service. I love that. Another space that we do not do a lot. So another spot there is Big River Grill,
Where's
the
that at?
brewery. It's exactly. So here's the thing. Well, here's the crazy part. I would venture to say that I think Big River Grill is the least talked about place on the entire property.
Probably.
Nobody talks about it. I feel like nobody goes to it.
Where's it at?
It's right there on the boardwalk. We went years and years ago before we went to see Maroon 5 at Amway. We went with John and Michelle, and we sat and had a full dinner here. We watched a Gator game with Lucy and Caleb here once at the bar area.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows it exists. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, we had a great time.
We've had a lot of fun here. The food we've enjoyed, and I remember even going back when I was still like drinking beer. They had a really good sour beer. Now this is a spot, unless things have changed. You cannot grab and go. They do not have a license that allows you to have to-go cups.
Correct.
Whereas you can walk into the other areas and say, I'm going to walk into Abracadabra, I'm going to get a drink. They're going to serve it in a plastic cup. I'm going to walk out the front door. I don't know why you would, because you should hang out there. It's awesome. But yeah, it's one of those things like, it's very much overlooked. You know, we have this bakehouse coming.
Are they going to have a bar?
Yeah, I believe they have a bar. Huh. The menu actually, I've heard really good things about the other locations.
Serving actual
you get
savory
alcoholic beverages.
No,
they have savory as well. It's big on salads, soups, sandwiches.
Okay,
but all kind of elevated up a bit.
Okay,
I think getting rid of the ESPN there is a huge mistake.
I agree because, excuse me, the one place that you have that is a little more accessible than Disney Springs, you've taken it away for people to watch sports and stuff. And there's a bunch of big sport people out there. I've had many people message me and go, hey, we're going to Disney and we can't get around not going at this time and we want to watch this specific game.
Yeah. It's usually football.
Where do I go?
Yep. And the options are very limited. I mean, we did an entire episode on the best spot to watch sports based on the parks because you can't catch it inside of the parks.
Right.
So you have to go, and ESPN was a great one. And shockingly, they had great food. I will never forget. We went and I had the chicken and waffles there, and it was so freaking good. But going back over to Big River Grill, especially if you're a beer person, this is a great place to go because they're brewing their own beer and all. So it is wonderful. You can head over to Swan and Dolphin. You consider this boardwalk area, right? If you're doing a Boardwalk Bar Crawl.
Absolutely, if you are. Absolutely, because golly, going into Swan, and I'm going to go ahead and say Dolphin. Of course, one is prettier than the other, but that lobby and where you can get a drink, it is absolutely beautiful.
The Finn's Bar over in Dolphin is outstanding, and they've got that big giant chandelier and that fountain. Yeah. It is a wonderful spot.
Absolutely.
There is in the Swan and Dolphin area, there is a new Mexican restaurant that has opened.
Okay.
Rachel alerted me to such, and now I've started to see it pop up. She's going to try and check it out on this next trip that we're all going together for the Blue October weekend.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll have the time to go with her, but maybe we will. It looks really, really good. Pretty upscale.
Okay.
Mexican spot. So I think that's a wonderful location. But
yeah, so Swan and Dolphin has got some fun little places that are neat.
I like the pool bar there too.
Yeah.
Swan and Dolphin, if you're talking about pool areas, I honestly would put, I know it's not Disney owned, but it's Disney property. I'd almost put the Swan and Dolphin pool second to Stormalong Bay.
Okay, I started
as far
saying
as best
you
pools.
were gonna put first.
No.
I'm like,
but
it
is wonderful. Like that pool area, Swan and Dolphin is legit.
Yeah.
You have the Tangerine Pool Bar over at the new Swan Reserve that we went and sat out with. Kat and Michael,
Yep.
Jess and Landon came and met us there, remember?
Yep.
And hung out there, was a lot of fun.
It was.
What other areas do we still have here as we're finishing up the boardwalk area?
Well, you've got Bellevue, which is in the boardwalk.
Yep.
Now that's small, but
Very.
still it's cute.
Yeah.
And
It's a
it's
really
around
good lounge
the
spot.
corner. It's
Yep.
not, yeah.
It's a good lounge.
It reminds me a little bit of like, not Enchanted Rose itself, but like the little bit of a library like situation. I think it's cool.
It that gives me vibes of a cruise ship as well, in the sense of I'm thinking of Tiana's Bayou when we went on the Wish.
Yeah.
Where it's just this it's just there. It's like it's not closed off.
Mhm.
It's very open where you just walk by and you're like, "Oh, there's a bar and lounge. Let's hang out."
Yeah.
And again, it's very open to the rest of the resort. You have the Boardwalk Joe's if you would like a marvelous margarita.
Oh yeah.
Good margaritas
That's right.
there.
There is, and we
Was it you that spilled your
Yeah, I think
entire
so.
beverage?
Yep, pretty
Yeah.
much. Not the whole
It
thing.
was a good portion of it.
It was.
We sat there. There was another one with Kat and Michael. We were
Yeah.
sitting there and accidentally knocked that over. I know, you talk about bar crawls and you think specifically about drinking and having alcoholic beverages, but late night when you're finishing, especially if you're staying in the boardwalk area, the pizza window
Mhm.
is the place
You
to
love
go.
that pizza.
I actually love that pizza. Do you remember what we were doing? I think we were staying at Boardwalk and we went and we got pizza. It was the afternoon. We had just checked in. I think it was when we moved. We did 2 nights at Poly and then we did 2 nights at Boardwalk for your birthday, your 40th. And we went and got lunch.
Mhm.
We each got a pizza, and remember Daisy was walking around Boardwalk area.
Yeah.
And got to meet Daisy.
Yep.
Which
It
was
was
super
super
duper
cool.
cool. Yeah, I mean, it's, I really do think that if you're looking at, in general, bar crawl, the boardwalk area probably reigns supreme.
Probably.
So
Not sure. We'll have to maybe look at that.
Well, let's extend, okay? Because
Well, we didn't talk about Tortorio for.
oh, that's true. You
however
could go
you
to
say that.
Trattoria Forno.
Uh-huh.
You could go there and sit at the bar.
Yeah, and that's like
Um,
good food too. Like
yeah.
if you were like, all right, so we're gonna bar crawl around, but yeah, we have a dinner reservation
Yes.
here. That would be fantastic. That'd be a great way
That would
to
be.
almost.
That's one we
like-
need to get back to, and I think we're holding off for them to bring back the breakfast character dining, because I
Okay.
would love to go for that, because you get Flynn,
Yeah.
you get Rapunzel, you
Mhm.
get Eric, you get Ariel. I really, really am excited about that. Did you know that, well, I'm just more for the listeners, Rainforest Cafe at Animal Kingdom serves breakfast, and we booked it.
Mhm.
The menu looks outstanding. I
I'm
don't know
not
why
excited.
you're putting your nose up.
I think because I'm like Lacey. Like it makes me
You just have the memories.
a little bit nervous. Not gonna lie.
I am very excited for it. They have
Definitely gonna pray over my food that day.
yeah. It'll be interesting. So we're going on our anniversary, which is Earth Day, which is also Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary.
Mhm.
We're gonna go, and I was like, we got Narcoossee's that evening for our anniversary dinner. Super duper excited about that. It looks beautiful. We just
Mhm.
saw the photos. I tried not to look because I wanted to be surprised, but then I was like, I gotta look, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
We had heard that they had pretty much gutted it and leveled it out, so it doesn't have those weird dining levels and that sunk down bar.
Mhm.
It looks absolutely outstanding. But that morning, I just was starting to poke around, and I was like, well, what if we did breakfast somewhere? And I was like, Boma was available, but the time
I
did
wanted
not work
that.
well for us. It was either super early or it was like the very last breakfast seating.
Right.
And knowing that our dinner is at 6:45.
Oh yeah.
So this will be, shockingly, out of hundreds of trips, out of all the dining, out of everything we've ever done at Disney, this will be the very first time we have done 2 sit-down table service restaurants in one day.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel
Between
about
breakfast
that.
and dinner.
Are you sure?
I
Because
think so. Have we done
didn't
it
we
before?
do the dining plan? We've done the dining plan before.
But we traded it in for Cinderella's Royal Table. Remember? You had to use 2 dining credits per person.
Huh.
And that's the reason
Okay.
that we did it. And I think we only had it for like one day. So
Okay.
I don't believe we've
Okay.
ever done 2 table service in one day. But I'm
Okay.
excited. The menu looks super good. They have a Mexican style breakfast pizza.
Okay.
I'm pumped for that.
Good.
What were we talking about? Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Skyliner. Are we ready to move on and do our little bonus
I think
round?
so. Do we talk about? Yeah. So I think we're done with. Oh no.
What else do we have?
I can't believe. Because I think it's just back open and we haven't been since it's been open. Your favorite place that we forgot on the boardwalk.
What?
Where you sing.
Jelly rolls.
Pianos.
Jelly rolls. Yes. So you're ending your night at Boardwalk Pizza, right?
Okay.
Officially.
Okay.
But right before Boardwalk Pizza, you go to Jelly Rolls. When are we going? I kept getting messages from Caleb the other night.
Oh, because he was there,
He was
right?
there. We have not been in so long.
I think the last time it was open and we looked at going, and it was just expensive to get in.
It's got the cover charge.
And we were like, not tonight.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of tired and we were, I think, walking back to go.
Wonderland Crew, Blue October weekend.
Mm.
Maybe we can fit in a Jelly Rolls. That's a big group, though.
And there's a lot of, I feel like you've got every minute booked.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a busy weekend. But Jelly Rolls would be a good way to end it. Absolutely love it there.
Yeah, you do.
I think it when I think bar crawl, I think of you're hopping from place to place. And that's why I think Jelly Rolls just didn't come into my mind, because you're going to spend time there.
Oh, 100%.
You're making an evening of it.
Yeah.
You're going to sit for several hours. You're not just like popping in, grabbing a drink and going, especially with the cover charge.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's the only place on Disney property that has a cover charge that I can think of. So yeah. But good. Thank you for bringing that up. I love Jelly Rolls so much. It's not karaoke. It's not the same. It absolutely isn't. It is amazing. Caleb said the best song to request is Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, that's cool.
I could see that.
That's cool.
All right. Now we're moving on.
I think so.
We're going to hop on the Skyliner, and we are going to head to our favorite place, I think. At least mine, Bar Riva, over at Riviera Resort.
Yep.
This is if you're looking at doing something, and again, I know we're not really lining up like a go to this one, then this one, then this one, like a plan. This is a good spot to end up early afternoon for lunch.
Yeah.
That new burrata that they have is amazing. They've got the arancini now on the menu. Absolutely delicious. You can get anything off Primo Piatto's menu.
Yes.
I like to get the pizza.
Yes, you do.
Your favorite burger, I feel like, is over there. You love that burger there.
I do.
Is super good.
But you know what's really good too is the croque monsieur that you can get. That actually is a little bit probably.
You take that. That'd be your number one there
over the burger. Mm-hmm.
I think they're some of the best fries on property.
Oh yeah.
And the drinks are outstanding. The service is amazing.
Yep.
Our
the
friends
cast members are
Marcy
amazing.
and Ken and Adam and so many wonderful cast members over there. You're gonna have Bar Riva, and then I think you're gonna head over and walk right to Banana Cabana, and this is gonna still be included within our Boardwalk Bar Crawl in a sense, right?
Yeah, 100%.
What do you like? What do you like about Banana Cabana?
Well, almost everything you said about Bar Riva.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. The atmosphere, the food, the drinks, the cast members. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think they're the best wings on property
Mm-hmm.
that I've had, and I've had a lot of the wings on property.
Yeah.
JoJo is so awesome over there. We love seeing her. Sitting at the bar is very unique. I actually think it's a really good place to watch sports.
Yeah.
They've got the 2 TVs up there if you're sitting at the bar. They're going to pretty much put on whatever you want because most people aren't going there to watch sports.
True.
So I think it's really good. Are you extending out and thinking at all about the pool bars, both Pedals and the Big Blue Pool, the drop-off pool bar over at Art of Animation?
You can get that one because it's on the outside of the pool. I'm gonna say yes because you can hop back on the Skyliner and go and have a little ride. And at this point, if you've really been drinking this much,
drink responsibly.
Yes,
folks, please.
But you're probably like a little buzz, so you're like, "Woo, this is fun!"
Yeah.
So it kind of like spaces it out too, where you can ride over there.
That's a good point.
And then and you can like look if you've never been and be like, "Oh, well, maybe we'll want to stay over here at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, if you're going to incorporate all of this and you're literally making a resort bar crawl style day, check out Pop Century and Art of Animation.
Yeah.
They have wonderful walking paths. I love the walking path over at Pop Century that lists the decades.
Yeah, that
and
is
tells
cool.
you things that happened during that decade. And same thing over at Art of Animation.
Yeah.
They have the walking path and they have all these little trivia and tidbits on signs about animation, about the different animated, Pixar and Disney movies, and just walking through that area.
Yeah, and if you are looking to stay, you can talk to Chuck at MEI-Travel.com, and it's here's a great little what should be on a sign. It is free to you.
It is. It is. Great point there. I mean, I think your options are nearly unlimited, and if you were to incorporate the parks, you can incorporate Epcot, obviously, into a Boardwalk Bar Crawl. Head into the Champion Rose and Crown, Tutti Gusto, all these types of places.
100%.
You could incorporate Baseline Tap House over at Hollywood Studios or Tune In Lounge. Like, I really think...
But that's getting into if you have a park day.
Yes.
I think this Boardwalk bar crawl was more of a, hey, we have a day off.
Agree.
We're staying over at the Boardwalk area, Swan and Dolphin, reserve somewhere. And you're like, what could we do? And you're like, ooh, this would be fun.
Yeah, I will say, and I agree completely, this is really about not going into the parks.
Yeah.
But if you are staying on property, just say, but not in the Boardwalk or the Skyliner area, you could go ahead and take your resort bus. Let's just say you're staying at All-Star Music. You hop on the bus to Hollywood Studios and you skyline around a boardwalk, and that's how you're getting your day started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you're not doing a park day, so you can't bus to Epcot because you'd have to have a reservation and park entry to walk all the way through to the back and get into International Gateway area. So, yeah, I think that you go ahead and you find yourself at Hollywood Studios. If you are staying off property and you're driving,
don't.
Yeah.
Uber.
I was going to say, you're going to need to Uber. Well, I was just thinking, you can't really drive. There's nowhere you're going to be able to park because you would have to pay at any of the parks at Hollywood Studios or whatever. So I would go ahead and I would Uber. And you're going to have a very tough time. Uber is not going to be able to drop you off at any of the Boardwalk locations.
They can at Swan and
Dolphin. Except for Swan and Dolphin. So I would either Uber to Swan and Dolphin or, again, over to Hollywood Studios, take the Skyliner around. So just, again, if you're trying to figure out how to do this and you're looking at that transportation, those are some of the ways you can do it.
Absolutely.
Do you want to dedicate a whole day to a Boardwalk Bar Crawl now, Rhonda? Is that something we'll do?
I mean,
when would we? I don't even know.
I don't either.
But we could figure it out.
Sure.
And then we could actually put together, like, the map. Like, that would be a good one. Is be like, all right, here's the actual, like, here's a map.
I am the map.
Here's the location. That's Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Yeah. Here's the locations. Here's what you get at each location. Kind of lay that out. But I really do think that after the addition of the Skyliner, which has been several years, like, it's crazy how long it's been around now.
I know.
There is nothing like this entire area as far as accessing incredible resorts, incredible bars, lounges, restaurants, parks. I mean, people want to talk about staying on the monorail, and it is wonderful. I just think that this is the area. Like, I've really fallen in love with the whole Boardwalk area. Not specifically the Boardwalk Inn. I do love it very much now. But I'm saying in general, this entire area is just amazing. I can't wait. We're staying in July at Beach Club, and just to be in this location, there is nothing else like it.
Yep.
And again, as Rhonda mentioned, if you're looking to book in any of these areas, go ahead and hit up Chuck at MainSTMagicTravel.com. Get a free quote. Services are completely free to you. You will save money because he will get you the absolute best deal. He's able to look at everything for you. Also, if you go ahead and you hit subscribe in your little podcast app, you're going to get these brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And Rhonda would be so happy. I would be so thankful if you would leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.